Hello friends! In this video we're going to talk about a tool that you can use, a very powerful tool. It's a state of being called that magic feeling, and how you can use it to align yourself and reveal your true power. So let's go! So, we have all felt that magic feeling before, staring into sunset, or right after making love, or tasting something is just so delicious that we are just in awe and we feel enraptured and it feels so good. We're in the present moment, we're not thinking about anything else but that experience. We get goosebumps, shivers, and everything just feels really perfect. And did you know that this is a state of being that you can feel on purpose at any moment? Many people feel it during meditation. Like, a lot of people go to get into meditation and it's so hard, their mind and all this. But if you only knew how deep that magic feeling feels when you're in the meditative state, you would yearn to get there because it feels luscious. But during the waking hours, when we're not meditating, we're just doing our life, we can come to that magic feeling at any time. It is a point of power. There are many people who are so enlightened that they feel that magic feeling all the time. In this magic feeling, you are in what Abraham Hicks calls the vortex. You're in the flow, you're in the zone. A lot of athletes have it when they're playing and they're in the zone. It's basically being in the zone, but you can call upon that feeling anytime. In fact, you can use it as a tool to attain your desires. In fact, if you were to stay in that magic feeling and set an intention, plant a little seed, your desires would come to you so quickly. Your manifestations would just flood in, because that magic feeling is that space of no clinging, no attachment. It's a free space where we're in the flow and all of our desires purely come through and can purely manifest. So how do we get there? Well, don't think that it's anything you have to try to do, a step, a procedure, or any of that. Exact opposite. You actually let go. I'm talking about everything just kind of goes away. Think about when you see a sunset. You're not, at that point, you're not thinking about your bills or your laundry or any of that stuff. You're simply absorbing the sunset, and it's almost like you feel at one with that sunset. You see a beautiful flower and you just, it just overcomes you. That is a state you are attaining. But you're not trying to attain that state. You can attain it right now. You just silence, you just quiet everything. Let your mind just be. Don't try to silence your mind, because that effort will make it not happen. You just simply let go. Like I said, watching a sunset. Or when you're in love with someone, that enrapturous feeling you get from just the stars and the butterflies, and you're not thinking about anything else but just how wonderful that person is. Those goosebumps come and you just get that almost orgasmic feeling within you. That's the magic feeling. But we're talking about that magic feeling for just your being, just the universe. If you've never felt that, it goes beyond any other magic feeling you've felt. Being love, eating, sex, exercise, sunset. It's better than any of those because it's pure. You're not attaching a thing to it. And when you do that, my friends, I can't even describe what it's like. Many of you have probably been there. If you're on the spiritual path, a lot of people, when they first feel that magic feeling, they call it their enlightenment or their nirvana. One day you're reading a book and there's a quote that's so powerful that you walk out of the bookstore and breathe the fresh air, and the sun is different and all the colors light up. If you've ever done psychedelics, it's a little bit like that. And in my previous video, number one key to manifest, I covered how we don't try to stop our negative thoughts. We just like feel them, kind of identify them with our emotions and let them just flow. We don't wrap anything around it because that's feeding them. That is the way you get to that magic feeling. Okay, let's get practical about it and talk about how you can get there. You don't get there. You just are there. Take space during your day. Maybe if you need to go to a quiet place where there are no distractions, do that, but just breathe. And totally let go. Surrender. There's no you anymore. All your bills, all your thoughts about your laundry, all of those day-to-day things, just put them on pause. They'll be there. They'll be there in 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 15 minutes when you're done with this. You can go back to being on the rat in the wheel. But for now, just be there. The present moment is all that exists. You're just there. And if you can release, surrender, just be in that, you don't have to seek out the magic feeling. It will bubble up. It will come, and a smile will just take over your face. It'll be goosebumpy, you know. And don't say, where is that magic feeling, or okay, come on, I gotta try to do it. No, you literally, okay, you know how right before you go to sleep, you're in that wavy place, you're not quite asleep, you're not quite awake. Reach that, you know, just start to fall asleep if you need. Just if you need to, start to fall asleep. But don't, you know, and just, it'll bubble up. It'll come up. And when it does, you'll tingle all over. And once you can tune into that magic feeling, once you have it, it becomes a muscle, like a skill. It's not something that you feel every so often when you see a sunset, or if you think about your lover, or if you sit down and try. There comes a point when you're so attuned to it that you can just feel it. And one thing I do is, I learned this, you can have like a little trigger point physically. I like to rub this part of my thumb, between the thumb and the finger, this part, the fleshy part inside your hand. I will do that when I'm feeling the magic feeling, and it is kind of Pavlovian. It's like a trigger point. So I'll feel that magic feeling and I'll do this. And when I do that, if you're ever in like a stressful situation, or you just want to feel that magic feeling, go like this. And it kind of physiologically triggers your body to immediately go into that place where you feel the magic feeling. And the magic feeling is the vortex, the place where you're in the zone and everything just works out perfectly for you. You're in line with the universe. The magic feeling is where we are meant to be our entire lives. We have just lost it. So now it's almost like it is a skill or a tool or a muscle you build back up. And it's not even building up. It's like releasing everything to allow it to be there. But at first, it is something that we have to kind of like build the muscle to attune to. You know, it's a skill, it's a practice we have. But very soon, the practice or building or skill of it goes away, and that's the whole point. Everything drops away and the magic feeling just bubbles up. It's no longer something you have to do or be in that space. It just is the space that you are. And when you do that, my friends, that's what a lot of people call enlightenment. When you're just in that state 24/7 all the time, and just, it is where the magic is. That's why I call it the magic feeling. It's that magic feeling. I urge you, I hope you just can feel what I'm saying. It's so wonderful, orgasmic, luscious, and it is there for you all the time. And in that place, it's where you create, it's where you manifest, it's where your power is. It's your power, that magic feeling. So return to that garden of paradise. And the number one thing to keep in mind is be kind to yourself and gentle, because that magic feeling only comes when there's complete gentleness and kindness and allowing and surrender. So if you don't feel it, then go for it again. Keep being in that space. It trust me. If you sit in that space long enough and make that intention about releasing and letting everything drop away, it just bubbles up. Once you feel that, it is so luscious, like it's almost like a drug that you'll want to be in that space all the time. And it's great because it's pulling you toward it. That's the universe and the God that you are pulling you to return back home to who you are. So I'm gonna wrap this video up, but that magic feeling, words can't describe or express how wonderful it is until you feel it. Once you do, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You won't have words to express it to someone else either. But like I said, we've all felt it, looking at a sunset, being in love. You can call it on demand. It is within you. That is actually what you are. Everything else is kind of layers over it. But we release those layers, get back to the root of that, and that magic feeling becomes who we are. It's where everything manifests, and you realize why you're here. Inspired action comes. Everything. I love you.